Hi, welcome back to my channel. I'm really glad you're here today. Today's been a rough day, and I was gonna get up and shoot videos all day and literally could not get myself motivated. And this was one of the fears that I dealt with when I decided to start doing this, was that there are times when I really struggle with depression. And once you start doing this and people start to rely on you being there and things like that, you can let people down. If they may look forward. I know that there's a couple YouTubers that I follow that I get really disappointed when they don't post when they say they're going to post. And because sometimes their videos are just uplifting or motivating or whatever. So with that being said, I thought we would talk about depression today. So, take you on a little story trip here. Different women in my family have always dealt with depression. Some more than others, some different degrees. And I got saved, just a little side note, when I was 13, but didn't actually start living my life for Jesus until I was 20, okay? So, I had decided that I was not going to ever be depressed. That wasn't going to be my portion. And so I refused to allow myself to get sucked in. So I was thinking about it earlier because I was thinking about coming in here and shooting this video and talking with you guys. And the thing that I thought was, I'm not sure if I really was not depressed as much as I was just tired because I was raising kids. Because you guys know what it's like when you're raising kids. You're tired and you're tired all the time. So I went into my late 30s. So this was 6 or 7 years ago, and I honestly thought I was having a heart attack. I couldn't breathe, and I felt this tightness in my chest. I see these lashes clumped together, and it's really driving me crazy, so I'm going to fix them real quick. Because, squirrel. Okay, that's better. When I was first pregnant for Scotty, little side note here, the first time I was ever pregnant, I can remember going around my house and unplugging everything because I was terrified our house was going to burn down. And there were times when I literally could sit there and I felt like I could feel the blood flowing through my veins. That's the only way I can describe it. I literally felt like I could track the blood flowing through my veins. And at the time, later on, once I realized what an anxiety attack was, I realized that back then when that was happening to me, I was having an anxiety attack, but I didn't know that. So fast forward into my late 30s, and I have 4 kids, by the way, which I'm not sure if I've shared that with some of you. And so my late 30s, my daughter was in her teens, and my middle boys were in their preteens, and then I had one that was like 7 or 8. So I had a job that was a little bit stressful, and one day I went to work, and I literally felt like I thought I was having a heart attack. The pain, I couldn't breathe, and I was just completely overwhelmed. And so I called my doctor, and I'm very thankful. The doctor that I see is actually a PA, or at least I think he is. I'm just not sure. But I love him because he shoots it to me straight, and that's what I need. So anyways, I went in and sat down with him, and I explained everything to him, and they did an EKG, and the EKG came back fine. Well, at that time we didn't do anything. It was just kind of this weird thing. So, but then it happened again, and of course I go back into the doctor, and they did an EKG, and everything was fine. And at this time I had started being very faithful about running my blood work once a year, and being checked because cancer runs in my family, and just being aware of things. And of course I'm overweight, so I had to factor that in, and how do I take care of myself, besides the fact that I needed to lose weight. How do I make sure everything's running smoothly? So the third time this happened, he sat me down and he said, Christy, you're having anxiety attacks. And he said, I think we're going to have to deal with this. And so he put me on medication that I was only supposed to take if I needed. So a little side note, my mom was addicted to prescription medication, and I was pretty terrified of medicine. So I did not want to take it, and I didn't. He prescribed it to me, and I wouldn't take it. Or if I did take it, I would take it when I was right in the middle of an anxiety attack, which wasn't helping. So a couple more episodes happened, and I went into the doctor one day, and I sat down, and I was in the room by myself, and I started crying because I realized that what I was dealing with was depression. So a couple other little side notes. I am extremely thankful for my marriage and my husband, but being married for me has probably been one of the hardest things I've ever done. Ever. And so a lot of this anxiety and the things that we're pushing forward, I was walking through and dealing with because of my marriage. And so I had some decisions to make. Where was I going to go with this? Was this what I wanted? And I questioned God, you guys. Oh my gosh, I questioned God. Was this what he wanted for me? What am I supposed to learn from this? Why am I in this position? So many questions without going into detail. But I was hurting. And to wrap it up in a nice, pretty package, I had no value as a woman. I had none. And so that compounded with this anxiety and the pressures of the job that I had at the time and things like that. I was just a walking basket case. So I was sitting in this office and I just started crying because I knew that what I was dealing with was depression. So here's the thing about depression. If you've never dealt with depression, a lot of times when a person is in the pit of in the moment of dealing with it, because sometimes I don't know for everyone, but for me it comes in waves. I'll be fine, I'll be happy, everything will be okay, and then suddenly the next day not the next day, it's a gradual thing, but I just stopped caring. I literally did not have the ability to care. And so for people, for instance, I'm going to use my husband as an example. To him, it's as simple as this. Well, then you just start caring. You just get over it. You just decide in your head that you're going to do it, and you're going to do it. That is not how depression works. And it is an ugly, ugly place because you're there. You know what you should be doing. You know that Jesus is there. You have that knowledge. It's right there in your head. But you can't get out of it. So I was sitting in the doctor's office, and he came in and he said, Christy, I really think you're dealing with depression. Now, please understand, I had had the same doctor since I was 17 years old. It just so happened that my actual doctor had passed away, but I was with the same practice, okay? So I don't doctor bounce. I don't have different people. I go to the same people. I've used the same pharmacy since I was in high school. I don't do change, okay? So they had all my records. They knew everything there was to know about me. And I had never gone in and said, I don't feel like I don't care or whatever, because again, I'm raising kids. It was normal to not take a shower because you didn't have time, or it was normal to feel like you're walking around like a zombie because you're tired, So I didn't always grasp that maybe that's what I was dealing with. Of course, once I became more aware, looking back, I could see it's absolutely where I was. So, he wanted me to start taking medication because I was not taking the medication that he was giving me for the anxiety attacks because I'm afraid of medicine. Now, a little side note here. I don't know the difference. He's told me, and it's not in my brain, but the medicine that I take for anxiety touches on a different part of whatever, and the medicine that you take for depression releases the chemical that your brain is not producing. Okay? So the anxiety does something to calm you down. The depression helps produce that hormone. I want to say it's serotonin, but I'm not 100% sure. So I started taking this medicine, and I think what I noticed was that I was okay with the fact that I didn't have strong feelings about anything. I think that's what the medicine did for me. Okay, you know, I'm in a marriage where things aren't what I consider normal. Okay, you know, I'm in a church that I'm not really happy with, and I don't know what to do about it. Okay, you know, my daughter got pregnant right out of high school, and I'm now a nana, and now she's getting a divorce, and we have another grandson. It's okay. All right, that's where I was. I mean, I just went through it. So, by the way, all that stuff with my daughter was also going on while I was dealing with that time frame of having the anxiety attacks. So, that brings me to today. So why am I telling you all this? Well, there's a couple reasons. I didn't want to film. But even though I don't know who watches this, I have no idea. I get so excited to come in here and sit down and talk to you about whatever it is I'm going to talk to you about. Whether I talk about vitamins and supplements, or I talk about cleaning, or I talk about makeup, it makes me excited. And little sub note here, the whole makeup thing. For those of you who know me and have known me for years, I'm sure there's many people who are like, why in the heck is Christy suddenly talking about makeup? Well, let me take you back just a little step here. I had no value. As a woman, I had no value. I didn't see myself as a feminine entity at all. And when I started this new job where I'm at now, I was surrounded by women who were very comfortable being women. And it was appealing to me. And I realized that there was value there that I had let go, that I had given up on. I guess that's the best way to put it. So, this whole makeup journey has just been, I'm not out there trying to catch a guy. I'm not out there trying to, you know, my makeup's better than your makeup. That's not what it's about for me. It's about feeling pretty and feeling like a girl and having value in myself that I had none. Zip. And Jesus knows, because we've talked about it, and he's here with me, and he knows what's going on, and that's okay, because I want him to be a part of my life. I want him to be a part of the good and the bad, because he's who I cry out to in the good and the bad. So with all of that being said, this whole motivation adventure that I've been on with you guys, I've been trying to be more accountable with my planner and writing things down, and because I want to tell you the successes I've had. Last week, it was on Saturday, so it was the Saturday before the time change. I got up that morning, I took a shower, I sat down, I filmed 5 videos. I was so proud of myself, and all week I could just load up my videos as I went through, and you know, I was motivated, I was ready to go, and this week I was going to do the same thing, and then some circumstances happened and kind of changed my plans around, and so Saturday I didn't film. And then today comes around, and I woke up this morning and I knew instantly, it wasn't going to be a good day. And you know, that's the thing. I have a choice. We all have choices. And mentally, when you're dealing with that roadblock of depression, you know you have a choice. You can push through it. It's really hard, and you might not be happy about it. And then sometimes you're just to the point where you can't push through and you're just stuck. Thankfully, I wasn't there today. But I wanted to get on here and just make sure that I was at least accountable for today with you guys. I do have a couple of other videos I want to shoot, and I actually talked to Scotty tonight, which is my oldest son. And he's going to help me with some of the videos because I wanted to tell you guys the people that I like to watch and who motivates me on Facebook or on YouTube, because I need motivation too. So there's 2 girls I watch that clean their house, and there's 2 girls that I watch who do their makeup, and they are probably the most uplifting to me. And then there's one lady I talk to who talks about accountability, productivity, having a schedule, things like that. And I forgot my tablet, and I don't want to have to splice this because it takes forever, so I am actually going to step away. Please pretend there's elevator music playing in the background while I grab my tablet. This was actually what I talked to Scotty about tonight, because one of the things I was really frustrated about today was that I don't understand all the computer stuff and the videos and the movies and all that kind of stuff, and how to make it all work, and how do you record something and make it go faster so you're fast forwarding and talk while that's doing it and explain what's going on. And then there's all these copyright laws for music, and oh my word, there's so much. So we're getting there, but Scotty said he'll help me, which I appreciate. Then Jonah, my youngest, is also doing a YouTube channel, and he's figured out how to play music in the background, and he's figured out how to make things speed up, but he hasn't figured out how to talk while the things are speeded up. So we have these little discussions, which is actually kind of fun. Okay, so here's who I want to share with you guys, because I want you guys to be able to look at these if it's something that you're interested in, just so that you can find some people who are really great. So the first one is Andrea Maddaleno. I'm probably butchering her name.
Welcome back to my channel.
Oh, no, I don't want you to talk. I just want to go to your page. Okay. This is what she looks like, and there's her page, and it's in white, so it's kind of hard to see, but it's right down there. Andrea Maddaleno, M-A-T-I-L-L-A-N-O. Okay, this is what I like about Andrea. She explains makeup. She explains the purpose of it, how it works, if it's worth the purchase. She uses both high-end and drugstore. I really like her videos. They're extremely, extremely informative, okay? My absolute favorite makeup YouTuber, I mean, hands down, my most favorite is Kathleen Lights. She's very young, and usually I don't like the young ones because I feel like I don't relate, but she's so much fun. She's as sweet as can be. It's kind of hard to see. I'm sorry about that. There's not a way I can make it better. But Kathleen Lights, and it's L-I-G-H-T-S, and Kathleen is with a K. She does makeup tutorials. She's also started her own nail polish line, which I love her nail polish. And she's fun, she's funny. She's not like funny like, oh, I'm cracking up the whole time. She makes me smile. She's very positive, and so I very much enjoy her. Okay, the last one, this one is a little different. Not in a bad way, just in a different way. She does a lot of the I hate to use the word gimmicky because that's not fair, but You know, like my husband picks out my makeup, or my husband went shopping and bought my makeup, or whatever, you know, the fads that are on YouTube. But she also does makeup tutorials, and her makeup tutorials are wonderful. She gives an honest opinion, and her name is Laura Lee. And she is the other one. Now there's several other ones that I like to watch. These three are my top three. Okay, and now let me tell you about the cleaning people I like. There's two cleaning people I like. The first one is Beauty and the Beastons. Oh wow, you just totally cannot see that, can you? I'm sorry. Beauty and the Beastons. Their last name is Beaston, so it's a play on words. Very cute. I love her cleaning videos. I think her husband films and she cleans, and she does the speeding up thing and then talks over it while she's doing it. She's introduced me to so many products that I absolutely love now. She's young, she has 2 young children, but the thing that I like about her is she inspires me to clean my own house, and sometimes you need that pick-me-up. The other one that I absolutely love watching is Love Meg, and she is also a big one for cleaning. She does other stuff too. Both her and Beauty and the Beastons do other things. It's just Love Meg. But they do organizing. Meg likes to do the KonMari organization way of, you know, decluttering. They do decorating videos. Meg does some, you know, random shopping videos and vlogs and things like that. But these two are my most favorite for house cleaning, okay? And then the last one, and this one I mentioned her a couple weeks ago to you guys. All of these guys are so young. Her name is Amy. Well, it's here under Amy Landino, but she just got married, so her last name has changed, but it's still on YouTube as Amy Landino. And I think she calls it Amy TV now. And this is her. Now, little side note, she's from Columbus, Ohio, so she's a hop, skip, and a jump away. The last video I watched on her was time management tips. She has one from last week, how to stop procrastinating, how to always look put together, how to wake up at 5 a.m. even if you don't feel like it. Really great tips. A lot of it is very common sense, but sometimes you just need something repeated in order to do it. And so I really like her way of doing things, her approach, and I love her voice. She's got an amazing voice. So these are the YouTubers that I like to watch. They are who I get my inspiration from. I don't think that if Kathleen Light suggests a product, I think I've bought everything she's ever said to buy, because she is on top of it. She doesn't waste her money. She's just really great with makeup. And Laura Lee is kind of fun and silly. She sings this song at the beginning of her thing, which is a thing in itself. But I really enjoy watching when she actually does makeup tutorials, because she does some other stuff too, but her actual tutorials, she just tried a bunch of high-end products and it was just like an utter fail. And she said, I'm not happy with these products. And you know, there were 2 of them that I had on my wish list, so I'm glad to know that those products didn't work. And then the same thing with Andrea. Andrea. She is, at first I struggled through her videos because she doesn't ever put makeup on, or if she does, I haven't watched those videos. The ones that I watch is where she talks about the products, and she goes through this thing and she does decluttering of her makeup, and she talks about why she's getting rid of something, and she's also gone to using products that are cruelty free, and so she's big on that, and so I've learned a lot from that as well. So all that to say, to sum up today's video, is sometimes we're going to have days where we're struggling and we can't get to where we want to be. Today's that day for me. I'm hoping to be back on track tomorrow. I am going to do a Macy's versus Allure video for tomorrow, and then I have a couple other videos planned for this week. I'm going to start doing some decluttering and reorganizing videos. I'm going to start filming them this week, but it's going to take me a little while to get them up because Scotty's going to teach me how to use all this stuff that I don't know how to use. So I'll still be posting like this for a while with just using my phone and doing it this way. But I'm hoping to get more high tech and to get some videos that are going to be more beneficial. So thank you for watching. Thanks for hanging out with me, and I hope you guys have a really great week. Bye.